Yo. That's a little annoying. That's a little annoying. That's a little. Yeah. What up, familiar? Fast family gathered today. Sorry, messing with those explosives too much, making this air go a little funny on Fash. Hey, Joey G, but today we're here to talk some reality. Hey, I'm gonna put all these games aside, all these characters aside. See if we can do what we do. Let's tell the truth, right? Funny. How ironic today's chapter be. Lies. Oh yeah, matter of fact, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, however you identify, respect. Listen, my name is Joey G. I'm a recovering liar. Facts. So, let that hit for a second. As we explore and we share some of these chapters of our lives, I think it's very important to let people know how we got here and what helped form this mind. So we're here for some other things too, yo. We're here for some live coaching. This is free. This is free life advice. You need advice, show for facts. Listen, do got that 3.9 GPA in human services degree. Supposed to have robes on me. Phi Theta Kappa, some cum laude. I know Fash is trash. So like raps though, the way that's facts. Listen, but bars is this, yo. Truth, underlying. Wrote that actually. In the spelling, in the very spelling itself, it's never ever hit me before like it hit me the other day. Underlying reasons, symptoms, causes. How many times we hear this in the halls of addiction, whether it be NAAA, alcohol, sex, drugs, rock and roll, gambling's anonymous, whatever our symptom may be, there's always said to be some kind of underlying reason, cause. So back to the mission. The mission is this: to pass wisdom to the kids. Listen, it's this. We might have a certain vendetta, but the truth of the matter is this: we feed into the greater heart of this world, and any way we can help boys and girls, Fash is gonna kick his chapters in this. So it dawned on me the other day, had a little bit of an epiphany that lies. So Fash, let me start here. Fash is a humanist. I got a humanistic heart. See, Fash is dead ass dumb. Put me bottom total pole with whoever you want to put me with. Yo, dumb as kid. But listen, got some emotional intelligence, learn how to navigate this world through what God's given me, and He's blessed me. Yo, and I'm very thankful and appreciative. And always be one of those, try to be one of those 1 in 10 to come back and say thank you. That is actually how this whole character Fash established itself. Just by trying to come back and try to give a little bit of entertainment to those who entertain us, because perhaps they need some new vision to see. But soon who sees? Who knows who sees? Soon. I get all twisted up in words. I'm twisted up emotional. I'm very twisted up emotional if you can't tell right now. I'm about to kick in a story of my life, and it's this. It's like, hey, so basic humanistic thoughts is the belief that all human beings are born as beautiful seeds, as beautiful beings, consequently get shaped through this world, whether good or bad, to be who we are today. Now, there's some of us who suffer PTSD, in which factors like certain facets, certain chapters hit harder than others, but the fact is it's all things since we were little that shaped us to be who we are today. The more you can become real with oneself, the more I can accept about myself, the more I can learn about myself, the more I can change myself, the more I can forgive myself, the more I can move on to the next chapter. Just speaking this with a fellow loved one. So I do have some emotions caught up in this, and I'm gonna give you the best I can, You know, I apologize for not being on so much lately. Fash has been going through some very personal chapter in his life. Some loved ones going through chapters in their life, so trying to be there for them. Can't be a hypocrite to my own wit. Listen, it's this family first, always that God family, and then whoever we could touch, yo, the blessing, blessing, blessing plus, yo, make our family as big as can. It don't have to be blood, freaking skin, or religion. Listen, it's this. We passed all that. We're at heart and soul now. That's where we're at, yo. So listen, right? So Joey Joe's first drug of choice was lies. Lies. Now, I remember this. So I was trying to think, when do I remember being a lie? Because I remember I got haunted memories of lying to my stepmother and her hating it, her absolutely hating a liar, and oh my God, causing catastrophes in my own house by being a liar. I was feeding into this. Yes, I was being a liar. So I was feeding into my own catastrophes. And it's this. So I was discussing this with a loved one, and I tried to really think back to, like, when did I start lying? I'm like, when did it? So, because it's the basic idea of this is even human written by the Bible itself. Like, we didn't know we did anything bad until we bit the apple, and then God caught us with the fig leaf, right? So the fig leaf is symbolic to lies, to fash inside these raps. In case, you know, some people don't attach that to these bars. You know, everything that I'm telling y'all in soul, I mean to you in every way I can give it to you, whether it be music, whether it be through talk, yo, whether it be however, is how we entertain the vision, yo, the vision, the mission's love. So however we get there, we get there. I'm all right with that, right? So I'm thinking back to a kid, and I'm thinking back like, I said, all right. So I remember there was a period of my life that I lived with my mom. I was young when I was taken from my mom. So up until about 6, 7 years old, first grade, entering second grade, I was with my mom. And I remember being on South First Street in New Bedford. This was after Brickenwood Projects. We went straight to the beautiful, luxurious spot in South First. Yeah. Anyways, and it was beautiful, because I'll tell you this, all right? So maybe my first, I didn't even lie back then. I remember coming home with green beans from the next door neighbor's house. This Portuguese guy had a beautiful garden, absolute beautiful garden. It had a beautiful string of string beans lined up about 6 inches away from the fence, just not further enough to where Fash could stick his skinny ass arms in there, pick me a couple of beans, run upstairs and eat them. I asked me where I got them. I said, the garden. Yo, same child, same spot, walking up the hallway, found a wallet, whole bunch of money in it. Probably, I forget, it was somewhere between $300 and $500. Handed it over to my mother. My mother hit me off with a little bit. She had to do with the bills. But anyways, got the wallet back to the proper place. Now listen, it's more like this though. It's dealing in the realities. I feel once you put on the lies is when you have to juggle all these different facets, personas, and different irritating personalities that bring us to these places of sadness, of anger, of all these bad energies that I absolutely want to shed from us. I absolutely want to shed from our family. I do not like walk around looking at somebody I care about and watching them be upset. I can't do that. So you're in my family now. Cheer up, yo. Smile. There you go. One time. So listen, back to the lying thing. So I remember my little brother. Oh my God, my little brother. I love him so much. So I remember freaking being a little bastard ass brat. Oh my gosh, my brother he'll tell you soon, but he gonna tell you, be like, this kid broke my head open 3 times. He probably don't want to break my head open 3 times. But it was like this. I remember the second time, I remember throwing a rock across the yard, splitting his head open with a rock because he was laughing at me because I was being grounded. I didn't like that. So out of aggravation, this little freaking stupid 11-year-old, 10-year-old kid picked up a rock, chucked it across the yard. A freaking Peyton Manning shot, a fucking 100 yards. Excuse my language. I didn't mean to hit him right in the head. He goes down. I go over there. He's bleeding, right? First thing I do is I went up to him and I begged him, don't tell my, right? Yo, I help him up. He's crying. He's got blood pouring down his little head. He's littler than me. So I'm 11. He's probably about 8 or so, 7 or 8, right? As soon as my mother comes busting out that back door, what happened? Before my brother could even get a symbol out of his, one syllable out of his mouth, I like, I hit him with a rock, right? So I never had to, I was open and free. I had love with my mother, and I didn't have to hide nothing, yo. And that's important because so it bring me into where did I have to put on my fig leaf? At what point did I have to put on my fig leaf, yo? And I'm going to share with you some stuff because other families may experience this. So I came from a split family. Fash came through a split family. So at one point in time, my father ended up with custody of me and my brother, and we ended up going to live with him for a while with my stepmother. He worked a lot, so I was with my stepmother, and you know what I mean? There's chapters to be said there. But I do remember feeding into this energy as a little kid. Now, mind you, this is from 6 years old to about 11 years old. Till I got the courage up to ask to go live back with my mom. Stuff got too crazy over at the other house. But but before that, it was whilst my mother was out there building her life, building herself up to be who she is today. And I'm very proud of who she is today. She went back and she got educated. She got a vocation, and she's retired in her vocation. Now, dig this is yeah, what's up? I love y'all. So I remember being in, well, it's a split for home, but I'm in the father's side with my stepmother, and I remember them kind of feeding into this it's kind of dark, bad energy, just it was kind of like you had to pick sides. You had to pick sides, right? It was a kid being kind of pulled between two houses, and right there, my loyalty was challenged. And as a very weak, timid kid, I broke to that many times. And I kicked into whatever they wanted to hear at the time. Why? Because I had to live there, and it was easy to do so. Have I made amends for some of this stuff? Yes, I have. And I'm out here not preaching to be an angel. I've lied since I put out this video, probably, but I'm just saying I try to keep them to an absolute minimum today. Maybe I haven't lied, because I really do try not to lie, because I'm going to teach y'all this is the freedom of not walking around with that fig leaf. Not walking around with that fig leaf. Before we bit the apple, see, we were naked, we were living free, we didn't have a worry in the world, we didn't have a care in the world, right? So we bit that, started getting too slick for ourselves, got caught up in our lives. We had to put on the fig leaf. Why? Because we were embarrassed of our own lives. That's bananas, bro. So, all right. So I remember being tugged between two households at a very young age. And I remember my stepmother, like I just said moments ago, beating her. Man, I hate liars. And I remember being the liar, being like, damn, how am I lying like this? How do you want to do this? And I'm still lying, getting grounded for the same fucking thing I did last week. Excuse me, children, if you hear block your ears during them bombs. I try not to drop them too much. I do get emotionally caught up in this. Fash does believe strongly in emotional intelligence. That's why I hashtag it. So Fash went through high school, F's and D's, graduated, like I said, to summa cum laude and then some. But back to what we're talking about, these underlying causes of addiction. So, hey, there's a time where I wanted to sit down and write out my addictions. This could go back 20 years ago. Listen, Fash went through detox in 02. I'm going to tell you this. Since 02, I have kept a manner of sobriety in me. I have had a couple stumbles since 02, but not once have I let those stumbles consume me. So therefore, it is what it is. I will absolutely, I won't live in my life, so I absolutely come true. It's a little easier now that, to be honest with you, now that the big brother ain't breathing down my back. That's how Fash could be honest with himself today. Some of the truest friends that I know in my life right now is people that I could say this exact sentence to. I got to tell it myself. If I could start a sentence like that off with y'all, but listen, and I can tell on myself. So listen. All right. So we're going through these chapters. It's a bit of a testimony. See, there's a difference. This is me. This is my head, my neck, my block I'm putting out there. This is what I'm trying to do, right? I'm just trying to show the world they ain't in alone, and there's a couple paths out. You know what I mean? And there's a couple prevention methods not to get these kids in these places in the first place. Listen, if and when can't do so, please get all natural parents to their children. It's natural. That's the reason why it's natural. Like, again, underlying problems. We have these words in these dictionaries for a reason. But we need some people to check in with these lies and share these lies. But all right, let's keep going with these lies. Now we're going to Guns N' Roses, right? Oh, whoa. Can we say that? All right. So back in the 80s. I remember growing up with two stepsisters. One of them like rap at one time, one of them like rock and roll time. There was Fash, that weak little timid 8-year-old caught between two personas. Love both my sisters, and to be honest with you, it was this. I like both of them. I was the next generation of this new hybrid rock and roll rap genre, and love it. I love it to death. Ever since on it come out Judgment Night, like this is said been done. Sorry, I took the Marine Corps way, I needed to learn I can know how to fight first. That's it, but I could kick in a couple chapters. You can catch it in any degree. Okay, so we'll keep it here live on script. So Fash telling on himself about these lies to this beautiful family of ours. All right. So as a child, so in these humanistic beliefs, that would be some of the ways that it kind of shaped me almost into my fullest growth of lying, thinking it was acceptable. Now I've already been able to lie at a young age. So why wouldn't it be able to? I've seen some of the short passes got me through. I've seen some of the high times it got me through. Now being a lazy human being, immature human being, listen, Fash probably didn't fully mature till he was 26 years old. I'll tell you that. And as a male, that's how I identify as a United States male in North American, New Bedford, Massachusetts. And it wasn't here. I matured probably forcefully in the DOC at 26. So looking for myself like I do today. So because Pappy said, listen, the day you stop learning. So back to what we were talking about. All right. So I was already starting to learn how to lie, learning that it was okay. Fash, as this United States Marine combat engineer, explosives, knows that an explosive takes the path of least resistance. Again, explosives and explosive energy will always take the path of least resistance. That's absolutely true. That's even true in human energy. You can watch it in human energy. You absolutely can watch it in human energy, especially if those, sorry to say, just ain't conscious of what they're doing. These days count. I'm gonna share with y'all a sentence that was shared to me by a chaplain sitting in the seat in front of me, as I was worried about my kids on the outside, worried about everything in the world. Fashion, that was a massive stress box. Now listen to me, kids. Is this, now I blow out your eardrums, is this stressing in front of a chaplain about my whole life, losing my house, my family, my children, everything's gone, my business, everything gone, right? Marine Corps to jail, how did I do all this stress? She said this, she said, hey, this is the day of our life. These are the days of your lives. These ain't just sentences, lyrics, something popular to say. That's why cliches become so cliche that we forget that they're common sense for a reason. We think outside the box so much, we just don't use common sense. Is there a reason? Okay, so back to these lies. Joey started comfortably telling. So comfortable, I was signing my own report cards. Now I got to live back with Mom at 11. And hey, I told you, I have made amends for some of this stuff. She's heard about the stuff, and I apologize for a lot. Now, and I don't lie going forward. See, that's the piece right there. That's the piece for anybody with the radical beliefs and how you get forgive, how you don't forget. Listen, you got any GOD questions about how you get forgiven or don't get forgiven about stuff? If you're worried about an energy that you're doing, stop doing it. If you feel the need to apologize for it, apologize for it. Stop doing it. So a true amendment, a true apology, it's not just to say the apology, it's the action of not doing the action again. Of not doing the action again is the actual full forgiveness of sin. So people like to kick around, what is the forgiveness of sin? How come everybody gets forgiven for sin? They could go every week, get forgiven for sin. No, they cannot. Listen, you have to say sorry and stop doing the energy. Therefore, if you're still doing the energy, every time you do that energy, you right back in that sin you live in there. Like, hey, make it a bump. Like Fash said, I've been in the sobriety kick since 02, hit a couple bumps, never let one catch me down. Still here today, right? So don't let these bumps get you down, every single day. Another thing I'm going to tell you, I share with my loved ones, I've been told 1 billion days on the 1,000 days I did on it is this. Every day you can reinvent yourself. So listen, Back to these lies is persona. What does the word persona mean itself? Mask, right? It's one of the first things we learn. It's like 101. So how did these lies become so strongly like dependent in my life? It became a defense mechanism. Then it became not only a defense mechanism, but I started learning that this mechanism could work on other mechanisms, catch the short to get me to what I wanted quicker. All good fiends want to fix fast now, here, now, what? What's the wait? Patience was my worst enemy. I said if there was ever a hell naturally made for me, make me wait for something. I said that at 22, 23, 24, 25, I think 26, I might have woke up. Started figuring out these other days of my life. Started cracking open some books. Started learning about myself. Y'all, I'm here to try to share some of this stuff with y'all. Some of these absolute, so I think about everything I'm remorseful for in life, right? And those are all attached to different addictions. They could all be labeled under addiction, whether it be sex, drugs, rock and roll. Like they're all alcohol to anything, A to Z. My drug of choice is what you got. That's when I was active. Like that's who FASH was. But listen, we could hide under these lies because they're comfortable. Because they're comfortable. Because we don't want to be rocked out of them. Because they're the short, right? They are very similar to drugs. They're very similar to using drugs, sex, or sleep to get through a bad situation, like mourning and such. It's like this. Another thing that Wise Chaplain told me is the only way through something is through it. So you can't sleep your way through something. You can't sex your way through something. You can't drug your way through something. Because once you're done on the other side, the problem's still going to be there. Same could be said with lies. FASH believes underlying is a strong term. I think our forefathers and mothers were trying to teach us stuff that perhaps went over our head a bit. I know that went over mine because it hit me like an epiphany the other day. FASH flip the lips. No hypocrite though. Listen, like I said, so listen, why do we lie? We lie to get what we want without FASH is no innocent of this. More recently, since I've been sober, last month's in jail. FASH could talk about this openly now that I'm not connected to any open cases or nothing like that. Last month in jail, I made horrible decisions. Get on boys, had a little homebrew party and stuff like that. Yo, are you freaking kidding me? Joey, Joe, no. I'm lucky enough to be here to tell you this today. The disease is strong, and you can lie about it if you want. It's much easier to live natural, naked, free. How you doing? Fig free me. Listen, I want to be out here with the woke conscious folk. How you doing? Them who know, people who know. I ain't the only one who been through some stuff in my life. Just able to express it. Just trying to. Only came back in this to be one to say thank you. That's to the muses too. To the legends, even the ones that feel I tug at you, like no, fullest respect. I don't even want to name y'all names. I felt I named your names enough that you're probably sick of me naming your names. But I thank each and every one of you because you got me through some of those times. You did get me through. The music does help get through. There's nothing wrong with passing time. Everything's good in moderation, right? Yo, that's comments of two wise grannies I know. That's some hybrid thought right there of me and a loved one's grandparents. Most wise word there. One says in moderation. Mine was about passing time. My grandmother taught me how to play poker. 4 or 5 years old, boy, she was stealing my pennies. But yeah, I love y'all. I wish they let more of y'all check into this so we could actually cover down on some real stuff and talk about some of this development led into further diseases into the life, how they were blissfully, I don't like saying the word luck, how they're blissfully caught. I thank God for every day, every second, like every way I could touch. I pray for the mission, and I've been sleeping on this a little bit, but I haven't been sleeping on this. I have been caught up in absolute life issues, and I've been handed some blessings, and I'm trying to navigate through that without squandering it. Fash came home, was this free guy and stuff like that, was so free to the world. But like I said, I was still living a couple secrets, still dabbling with the alcohol. I had to say it, not now, not today. I haven't touched a drink physically in 4 or 5 years or so. I don't even know now because I don't even care to count. That's how those were stumbles in my life. Like I don't care to count. Those are days in my life that I don't care to count. Vash is a person that learned that, listen, one day could take away a whole lifetime or change up a whole lifetime, but it doesn't have to take it away. So that's it. One night can change your lifetime, but it don't have to take it away. Not all the time. Sometimes you're blessed enough to be left with some. And if you I say, hey, yo, use it for gratitude, use it for love, use it for the reason why you're here. That's what I'm believing. So, yo, to sit out here and put some of my truths out here, I can sit out here and put my truths out here. You know what I mean? I don't have any temptation for anything bad today because I try to feed into this little positive energy about telling myself, yo, if I feel like I'm doing something too stupid, I got to go tell myself real quick. If I feel like I'm putting money on the wrong stock, I'm going to go tell my friend, my tattoo artist. You want to see what my tattoo artist looking for? Hey, yo, anybody out there looking for an absolute life coach, an absolute real life to death life coach? Like, yo, you got to be some serious folk. I'm going to do it. Joey Gallant, Joey Gallant, GALLANT 77 at Gmail. Listen, subject it. Please subject it. Life coach. This is for anybody out there that's really looking for some extra talk, yo. Some extra time. My time is free right now. Should it become a service? We'll talk about that then. Not being fresh or nothing. Living life one day at a time. I don't even know. It's funny. I don't keep track of clean days. So I know I got sober in 02, went through the detox in 02, put all the bad substances aside for all that time, right? I had a couple slip-ups in life that would have really screwed me up because I was living on a balancing beam. But now this is where I'm going to be extra honest with y'all because I'm going to tell y'all the reason why I'm here, why FASH pushes this mission is this. It's probably one of FASH's most recent tragic lies. And it dates about eight to 10 years, but it's a bad one. It's a bad one, you know. FASH don't take life lightly. He does admit when he makes up mistakes, you know. And there's times where FASH could talk more openly than other times. Yo, when FASH came home, FASH's kids were 11 and 13, and FASH, this is how I came home. I wanted to talk. I wanted to tell them everything. Do I regret some things I tell them? Absolutely not. Did it hurt at certain points and feel better at certain points? Absolutely. And as I was discussing with a loved one today, I just hope that someday in life, like feeling good or bad or rad, however they want to feel about me, like one day in life, maybe they look back and be like, damn, that was real with us. Like, you know what I mean? So, but so there was there's chapters I broke, there's chapters I've lost due to these lies, even most recent lies, like I said. So I'm not perfect. I'm not an angel. I'm not trying to pretend out here to be holier than thou. No, none of that stuff. Listen, all right. So FASH came home and FASH made the stupid decision of picking up alcohol now and then, thinking it was not a big deal because I had been sober for so long and had my probation in check and had this in check and had that in check. And you know what I didn't have in check? Yo, my kids will. My kids will. And you can't. You never want that. You never want that. I never want that to begin with. But not thinking, not having the forward thought, FASH, not Joey Gallant, not having the forward thought that partaking in these party events, these little celebrations that we were having at my new house and stuff like this. FASH just bought a new house, was living a life out of prison, yo. Everything was straight, got a job, everything was positive, getting the degrees, yo. Okay, pop one every once in a while. But listen, pop one too many in front of the wrong person. That might have been somebody that was looking up to me that said, Dad, no. And for that reason today, I hurt. That reason today, I hurt, right? But that reason today is the reason why I'm out here kicking this to the world. So maybe that God works in some funny ways, man. I almost took death the first time to motivate me to even freaking look at myself. I thought it was Superman, the Marine, you couldn't kill me kind of person, bro. I was a freaking Marine. I was taught you couldn't kill me. Another goddamn, like, where my drill instructors at? I got to talk to you real quick now that we fully grown. Listen, Marine. Yo, I love y'all for real, yo. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. About to go out here with my family now, kick it with some dinner, you heard? Fash trying to get that weight up. We am gonna come back with you on some hip hop. Might have some vendettas coming up for you, some special little letters. Maybe some cheddar to get us a little better. But if not, then sweat. We come out here for free. Live TV is what we do. YouTube it daily. Best too. Listen, who do these videos like Fash do? Yo, Fash familiar. We universal. We're deep. And we love you, yo. Thank you so much for spending this time. We'll catch you soon. Peace.